Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Now listen, I may have seen something that could be kind of useful coming from TikTok. I know. So I have seen these filters everywhere, and I'm sure a lot of you have as well, and especially some of you have been tagging me in them. They're filters that help to map out where you can apply makeup on the face to make it easier and to make it more precise. We use kind of rough guides in real life in makeup. You know, when we're like measuring out our brows, for example, we do this whole thing. We use like preset positioning where to place things, and these filters kind of help with that. Which I think is potentially a good idea. So I'm going to try those out today, let you know how I get on. Well, you'll be here too. Let's see what happens, shall we? Anyway, just before we get into today, if this is your first time here on YouTube, my name is on my channel. My name is Robert. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm a professional makeup artist here on YouTube and also in real life. It's my goal to help you become a pro yourself or just someone who's really good at makeup. Yeah. So let's go ahead over to TikTok and have a look what's happening. I am on TikTok, Robert Welsh MUA. Sometimes I post for a while, sometimes I don't. So let's start with the one that's kind of been the most recent. And we'll use her videos as the example. Let's have a look.
Hi guys, I created this filter to help you sculpt your perfect cheekbones according to Dr. Marquardt's golden ratio. First, prep the high points of your cheekbones with a touch of highlight. Then, using the filter, fill in the blue areas with your cream contour. This placement will lift your face and give you that V-line shape. Then, using a sponge or brush, blend up and out. Remember, we're lifting, so we definitely want to brush up and blend out. Amazing. Repeat on the other side, blending up and out. You can really see the gorgeous lift here. Amazing. If you want to deepen the contour, apply a second layer and repeat the process. And this is me with the second layer.
Okay, so there's a few things which I'm a little bit concerned about using this filter to kind of map out, you know, your contour. Let me shuffle this way. It's going to be the same on everyone, which we all know isn't a thing. Now, the kind of shape that she's talking about and the layout, the structure, the golden ratio is something that people use a lot to kind of map out where things are meant to be. I'm going to do this a lot, meant to be, but unfortunately we can't all crack our bones into place. So for some people, putting up the contour that high isn't going to be so complimentary, especially on a longer face. If you're trying to not elongate it even more, you're going to elongate it even more. Even more so, something else which is, actually I need to grab two products. Okay, so like, as I said, I've been tagged in like loads of these people using this filter, and one of them I was tagged in a video from Rose and Ben, Rose Syard, great makeup artist, and always brings up some incredible points. And something actually mentioned in the video, which is a great point, is the difference between contour and bronzer. So we all know bronzer is to bronze the face. Bronze, so it's going to have a bit of redness to it. It mimics the effects of sun on the skin, basically. That's what bronzer does. That's quite literally why it was invented. And then we have contour, which is meant to mimic shadow. It's meant to mimic bone structure and alter the bone structure or the appearance of. And when you look under the bone structure, it's shadow. For example, the shadow down the side of my face here, it isn't bronze, it's grey, right? And the same down the side of my nose, we see shadow, it's not bronze, it's grey. So we mimic shadow and bone structure by altering it with a cold, really cold, almost grey, not completely grey tone. So take a look at my contour, my bronzer. This is my bronzer, but I use you can see it's really used. And this is my contour. Can you see the difference? So if I was to, and I will do this and I'll show you, if I was to use my contour up there, this color is going to look a little bit strange. However, if I use my bronzer up there, it's nice and warm. It's where the sun hits your face normally, up on the high points of your face, and it also has a redness to it. So it's not like drastically different from using a blush or something else we use in that area. So it's going to look great with a blush. Let's give it a go and let's see how it looks. Okay. Ooh, I'm kind of excited about this one. Okay, so do excuse my phone just slightly in the background here. So, okay, let's do this. I'm going to grab a brush. And as we can see on the screen here, let's see if I can point it down so you can actually see. I'll crop into it, but I'm just on TikTok. Like, I'm not actually filming this. So we have this here, whereas on my face, which is a little bit longer, where I would usually contour would be down this way and then wrap it just stopping here. Because look, if I stop there, now what's happening? That's way too high for me. So we're gonna do the contour cream this side and then the bronzer this side. Let's start, no, what did I say? Yeah. So let's start with a bronzer first. And I'm gonna place it right here where the filter suggests. And I don't know if anyone's noticed, but the filter has dropped slightly. So it hasn't necessarily stayed in place as it was before. So to be fair, that's actually not really that far off where I would usually apply my bronzer anyway. But like I said, I would bring it further down. And actually even further up, I'll whack it right around here to try and round off my face because I do have a longer face. I feel like this filter will work quite nicely on rounded faces. This guide, sorry. I keep getting spots right on the side of my face. That's fine, right? Looks fine, just looks like bronzer. Okay, let's do our contour then, the contour shade on the other side, which is more this cold, oh no, contour's meant to, it is this side. So it's more of this cold gray, and let's see how that looks. See, I mean, that is further up my face, right? Than this side was. Okay, let's do it. So I'm just following that blue area. Okay, let's blend that in. Okay, so you can see quite a big difference between the contour shade and the bronze shade. Look, I had a spot here and now one's right there. I just can't win. Yeah, so you can see the contour is very cold and looks absolutely fine actually in terms of positioning. I would have I want to wrap it around here slightly, but according to that filter, we can't take it any further down. That's worked out quite well for me. It's still kind of like up here. I still want to wrap it round, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I think it's quite a fun thing to try and see what it looks like. The demonstration she did, it looks quite high up, and I'm seeing on everyone else it looks quite high up. So if it does go to about here, I'm worried about the tone and the shade of the whatever product you're using. You know what I mean? Interesting. I think it's quite a good one though. Let's add a little bit of highlight. They said to do it before, but whatever. Okay, so let's take a look at our next filter. See how helpful it is. I'm sure it'll be great.
Hi guys, I created this filter to help you draw your perfect eyebrows according to the golden ratio. First, you're going to take your eyebrow pencil and make a mark where the blue dots are. These are going to be your eyebrows' start, arch, and end points. Next, using your natural eyebrow shape, connect the dots, brush out, and fill in as needed. Also, tap the screen to turn the filter on or off. And repeat on the second eyebrow. Take a Q-tip and erase the marks. Brush up with brow gel. And you're done.
So that is the brow kind of guide I was talking about. Now, this is a good general guide to figure out where to place brow products, whether it be powder, pen, pencil, whatever. However, it doesn't work for everyone. And I do have concerns on me, you know. Yes. Okay, let's just try it. Let's try. Okay, so here is my concern for my brows in this filter. How far this one comes in and how far this one comes in. I'm all right on the edge. I need to bring it out a tiny bit, and my arch needs to be here, whereas my arch kind of rounds off on these outer corners here. Okay, so how I'm going to do this, I'm going to use a pen to add in the bits, and then I might have to add some powder to give it a bit more depth and texture. So that doesn't seem right, but we'll try it. We'll just do whatever it tells us to do. Okay, so it wants my brows to start there. Let me make that more obvious. That's where it wants my brow to start here. And that's where my brow should start there, apparently. Okay. We're gonna do the arch that needs to start about here. And here on this brow. This needs to come out a tiny bit to about here. And this is gonna come out here. Okay. 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 So let's fill in the gaps. Listen. I actually love a monobrow. I'm not even joking. I think monobrows look so cool on certain people. This isn't terrible because it can slim down your nose, having your brows come in a little bit further. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to go around them with concealer. The only problem is some of my eyebrow needs to go, and I'm definitely not taking it off just for this filter. So I'm going to carve them out just to make it look a little bit more how the filter wants it to be. Okay, so these are my eyebrows now, and they almost meet in the middle. And they're uneven. So look, this one, although this is where... Which eyebrow? This is where, technically, my brows actually should be... Actually, that should be higher up, technically. It looks terrible. That's a terrible shape for my eyebrow. Look how far down it brings the outside edge of my brow. I couldn't quite get the arch on this because my brow physically goes out further, so I couldn't get it. And then that's fine where that stops, but... they're uneven, and it's where the guide told me to do it, so I'm just doing what it tells me. So I would just go ahead and do what you think is best for your brows. My arch should be over here. I've actually coned my brows down there with wax because they come out to about over here. Can you see? They come out further when they're combed out. So we're gonna give that one a no. Okay, so we have one more from the same creator, and this is eyeliner filter for hooded eyes, which I think is a great idea to have a template. I'm assuming it's going to be the Batwing liner. Let's have a look. So this one wasn't so much a guide, but people were using it as a guide, and people have been sending me videos of people using it as a guide. So we're gonna do that also. Let me grab a liner. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get quite close up to this camera for this. And I'm not gonna cheat, I'm just gonna try and draw under. Oh no, my camera's gone dark. Don't move, please don't move. It keeps moving. No, I mean, we can colour it in. I just moved again. How? Okay, no, okay, it keeps moving. It keeps moving. Okay, let's try and go from there. We'll take out that bottom line. Okay, so I followed what was there and what I had under the filter. One eye, successful in a way. It's quite skinny, but it does have that really good shape for a hooded eye, which I quite like. This eye, the filter switch, because of course you put your liner in and it kind of has like a panic and changes. So, I mean, that could be changed to a nice double liner. But not bad. I think it's, if you're very careful and take it quite slow, I think you could really get like a good liner. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's not terrible. Okay, well, I would love to know your opinions, what you think below. Do you think it's easier to use filters like this as a rough guide, or would you rather just go at it alone? Thank you so much for joining me. Please do consider subscribing. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and I will see you very, very soon. Thanks. Bye.